Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to give you a quick update on our 575-gallon African cichlid tank. For those of you unfamiliar with this setup, this is a 9 by 4 foot plywood aquarium that we built specifically to house our larger Malawian cichlids. And there's been some noteworthy developments on this aquarium since the last time you've seen it in the videos. So we're going to talk you through what's happened, what we've done and why we did it, and also some changes that occurred outside of our control. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. The first thing you might notice is the sand color. This tank used to have a black substrate. Now, I actually loved having black sand in this tank. It made the fish stand out very well. But it came with a significant downside, and that was the lighting requirements. As you see it in the video right now, this tank required 9 lights on top of it. And these aren't just small, cheap lights. Some of those were very expensive, high-powered lights. And this has some issues. First there's the cost of the lights up front, but then there's also the ongoing electricity usage, and more importantly in my situation was the outlet dedication. I have a limited number of outlets to work with for such a large number of tanks, and using 9 plugs for lights was just not feasible. So we decided to switch out the sand for white sand. And doing this had a tremendous impact. As you see in the video now with the white substrate, this tank only has 6 lights on it. We cut the electricity consumption and outlet dedication by 30%, and I think we actually ended up with a brighter tank. And I'm very happy it ended up that way because this was a lot of work, and I would have been very sad if it didn't turn out good. If you've ever done a complete substrate change on any aquarium, you know how arduous it is. Now just imagine doing that on a 9 by 4 foot tank with about 1,000 pounds of rock to move around. Now we didn't take all the substrate out at once. We did it in stages to mitigate the risk of an ammonia spike, because there's a decent amount of bacteria that lives in the substrate. Here's a clip of what it looked like about halfway through the process. We took the sand out in thirds, and then we created barriers to prevent mixing of the white and black sand. Then we dumped in the new white sand so that it had some time to build up some beneficial bacteria. And over a period of time, we just took out more black, added more white, and then continued working on the aquascape. We also took this as an opportunity to catch out some of the fish that we didn't want in the tank anymore, specifically a group of yellow labs. I had wanted them out for a while, but with the hardscape as it was before, it was just way too difficult to catch them. Actually, it was impossible. But since we basically destroyed the hardscape while we were changing the substrate, we took it as a chance to grab our giant nets and catch as many yellow labs as we could. And we still didn't get them all, but I'm happy with how many we did get. From there, we rebuilt the aquascape as you see it now. Previously, there was a very large peninsula jutting out into the middle of the tank with a ravine built into it down the middle. And then the rocks kind of faded off to the sides. Now we've built up little semicircles, creating cove-like retreats for the fish so that they can hide and get some line of sight blocks. And I'm very happy with the result. And while you're redoing or changing an aquascape, that's a perfect time to add new fish to a tank if you're working with African cichlids. And that's what we did here. You're looking at a male venustus that was recently added, and I really love this guy. That's a cool yellow and black spot pattern. And we also have a single female. It's not a good male to female ratio, but I think I can work with it and get them to spawn. We'll see. We also added this awesome living stone eye. That's this purplish blue black eye right here in the center of the video. Now I don't typically keep single specimens of a species. We like to keep groups here. But I got this guy on a trade some time ago, and I couldn't help but adding him into this big tank. From there, we have some unfortunate news to report. We had a few losses, and you may have picked up on this if you've seen some other videos of ours, but we had a disease outbreak that really hit our population of OB peacocks. These are the last 2 males that we have. The rest of the OB males declined in health pretty quick, and I was unable to save them, despite my sincerest efforts. And it also hit our lemon jakes very hard. I lost all our males except for one. And that one is not even in this tank any longer. It is in a tank with the female lemon jakes, and I'm trying to spawn them to get my population of that species back up. But hey, that about covers all the changes we've had in the 575, both the good and the bad. I hope you've enjoyed the update, and I hope to see you again next time. We've been spending a lot of time in the fish room, really improving and building a lot of new things. And I can't wait to get back to focusing more on the videos so I can share all that with you guys. I know it's been a little slow recently, but it'll be worth it in the long term. Take it easy, guys, and have a good one.